Hello everyone, this is Kuroda giving you a shoutcast between MarineKing versus oGs's TheStC here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. We have MarineKing spawning as the blue Terran player at the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have the STC spawning as the red Terran player over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. And a little bit of a spoiler, I think the Terran wins. Yeah, anyways, Terran versus Terran mirror match. Always set up the production tab so you guys can take a look at what's going to be happening and what's going on in this matchup, trying to see what strategies they're opening up with. Now, because Supply Depot before Wax was implemented, I expect these builds to be rather similar up until around the 13 to 15 food mark. And we'll see whether or not one of the players goes for gas. Now, when a player doesn't go for gas, it's usually a double racks push, and Xel'Naga Caverns a rather small map, so you can actually move in with Marines rather quickly, and this is one of the reasons why a lot more players are recently going into supply depots on the front door. But interestingly enough, we have MarineKing going for, excuse me as I grab my daughter as she wants to see what's going on. So yes, I'm dual casting with my daughter. And MarineKing now going for a reactor or a refinery first. So a refinery and then followed by a barracks. We should be able to get some early Hellions in this matchup. oGs also going for a refinery as well, but he will not be able to get his factory nearly as quickly in this game so far, as my daughter is getting picked up by her mother. Now back over here in the game, we just have STC pretty much building the racks. oGs is the STC getting that racks up much earlier just because he didn't delay his gas. He delayed his gas while MarineKing decided to go for an earlier gas there. We are going to have enough gas, about 100 gas, in order to build a factory right when the barracks is done, and then he should be able to add on a reactor rather quickly right behind it. Both players have not done any scouting yet though, so no scouting at this time, and it would be very interesting to see MarineKing actually go for early Hellions instead of trying to go for, say, early Marines, and like his name says. Anyways, a supply depot now being placed down here, another factory being built over here, so both players going for factories and trying to hide it. We are going into a second gas as well, so oGs's STC most likely will be going into Banshees, as there's a Marine now down on the low ground. There's that tech lab coming in. So a tech lab coming in first, and this is a rather strange build. This may just be straight up Marine tank trying to push out in just a moment. Is it going to lift off? And yes, going to be landed back down. No, going into a starport. So the starport is coming in from Marine Prime, and it will be significantly faster, as you can already see the slight delay there. A starport will try to be added here, and then a tech lab being added right behind it. But the lift off timing difference will also add to the delay, and we'll see what's going to be happening here in the long run. So both sides going in for a very, very heavy gas build. A very heavy tech build. But we do have two refineries down here by oGs's STC, and he should be able to get that cloaking research much more quickly. The only now difference is whether we're going to see perhaps an early rave. Actually, I'm not quite sure what this is going to be going for, because his gas is so significantly delayed, and it seems like all of that hard work to try to get that factory out much more quickly is not going to do anything at all. They're finally now training up that Banshee. He still doesn't have this Vespene Geyser up with a refinery yet, as the Marines are now making their way across the map. There is one Hellion here. The Hellion now deciding to back off, knowing that 4 Marines more than enough to take down that one Hellion. The Hellion does take a little bit of time to build or try to refire there, as we are now going into cloaking field. This is going to be a problem. MarineKing currently supply blocked at 35 over 35. He's now going to make his way out with these Hellions, trying to get some damage onto those Marines. The Marines desperately running back to a bunker that doesn't exist yet. And those Marines are going to perhaps get cut off. The Hellions now running up the ramp, going to get some damage. There you go, one round, getting more Marine kills. And now the Hellions trying to finish off more Marines. Both sides just getting a ton of damage on each other. And now, will it be enough? Down goes the last 2 Marines there. So 2 Hellions versus 1. And now it looks like this poor SCV also going to get torched, but unable to make their way in. A Banshee now flying out from STC, as also a Banshee coming out over here as well. I don't see any missile turrets, so without a missile turret, MarineKing Prime's going to have to be dealing with a Banshee that has cloak in just a moment. And in comes the Banshee. The Banshee now getting sight up onto that high ground, clearing out the way. We are getting a second Banshee underway, as well as a factory, now adding on a tech lab, so we may be getting siege tanks in just a moment. SCVs trying to come over, Marines now on the high ground, and all of those SCVs just getting destroyed, so the Marines and Hellions now just pushing through, and in goes the bunker. SCVs trying to fight back. This one Banshee down to 68 hit points already, as the Banshee over here already up to 2 kills. Marines now trying to make their way over, and it looks like this STC not gonna cloak in time. So that was a complete miss micro there. No cloaking at all, as both sides getting as much, just trying to deal that damage, and Marine now getting killed there, and STC missing the opportunity to cloak was all it took. And there's the GG, or the well won. If you guys don't know, on the Korean keyboard, the W is where the GG symbol is for the Korean keyboard. So I know some players say that is a well won. I guess it could stand for well won, but it really is a Korean GG without the Korean without the Korean settings. So yeah, nicely done by MarineKing. I had thought, if with that cloak underway, if the cloak had actually been initiated, it could have destroyed a lot of those Marines, and then destroyed a lot of those SCVs back, and perhaps equalize the battle just a little bit more. The second Banshee would have been able to come down over here, clean up these Hellions and Marines to try to even out the battle. You could take a look at the economic game, though. 15 Harvesters compared to 28, so it looks like STC decided to sacrifice his SCV production just a little bit. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1 in this series between oGs's, the STC, and MarineKing Prime.